Good morning, beautiful people. I'm back in Sapphire Styles, where my space, and back to present you another wonderful 4-point message that normally takes me about 20 minutes. So if you have that time, I so appreciate you listening. I want to say, like, initially how this got started. Now, I contemplated doing some kind of YouTube thing or podcast or something for a long time. I thought it was just going to be me and my kids being silly, but, you know, God laughs at your plans. And they said they would be so embarrassed to do that. So it's Sapphire Styles. It's me. And anyway, but I guess it's been 3 months now, 2 months, I don't know, no, maybe a month, 34 messages I think that I've done so far. But I was on Marco Polo, and I had done a lot like 3 years ago, but it was just for myself, my own personal expressions to myself. I never really thought that I would be doing it, you know, like this to you all. But there is purpose in everything, and I'm going to talk about purpose in pain today. And the name of this video is going to be platforms. So I'm excited to share that with you. Let's see. So I was talking to my best friend who she has a lot of health problems. She can't see very well, and so anyway, I talk about, you know, read this for yourself, and I encourage that to everyone. Read the Bible. And you know, I'm not making this stuff up, so I'm constantly talking about it and like, go read it. She's like, well, you know, and she's not the only one. I've had other people are like, no, I'm not going to read it. But, you know, that they would hear from their pastor or someone else and just say, well, this is what I think, or this or that. And I say, but is that scriptural? Because even the church at sometimes doesn't go by that. So I always, you know, look it up if I'm like, is that true? You know, you have a source to go to. So she was like, well, I'm not going to do that. I can't see. Da, 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 da. And I was like, she's like, well, you can do it for me. I was like, okay, I suppose I'm doing it anyway. So, okay, we'll do that. And so I started like just for myself, and then for her, and I was like, you know, I want to share these. And so, yeah, we talked about doing about makeup, or just, it was supposed to be fun for me. And, so anyway, and then it just got more and more inspiring. So I am planting these seeds, talking about this stuff for people who physically can't read it, or don't have time, or think, I don't know, think something differently. I'm just sharing, you know, these words that hopefully somebody wants to hear it from me. And I pray every day before I make these that God uses them, and this message, He speaks through me, through the Holy Spirit. So I have faith that whatever is said, to whomever it's said, they are able to hear and want to hear. And so I just am leaving it in His hands. But that is exciting to me. And so the 4 points I want to go over today is the platform, God's platform, and a couple examples of that. Types of love. Went to church yesterday, and that was brought up. I'm not recreating his message, although it was good. But it just made me think about the different types of love. And I actually brought up yesterday about, you know, the different languages, and that the English language doesn't, there are some words that we don't even have a word for in Aramaic and Hebrew and this and that. They're more descriptive words. So I'm going to go over that a little bit, and then I'm going to wrap it up with acceptance. So I have my notes, what I want to talk about, and it all works out in the way it's supposed to. So I haven't been here in a couple days, as you know. So I cast my cares, because I haven't had this with me, although I don't need this to cast my cares, but I like to have it. So cast my cares over this message and anoint it. So platforms. I was actually looking this morning. I have a good friend that inspires me. She, as far as your purpose into pain, pain into purpose. And of course we can see that through Jesus Christ, of magnificent purpose, the greatest love ever. And he had to die on the cross. So that is initial platform. And I encourage you to think about your platform, your story. But hers, what is, and I'm going to share in the text, because she has fought really hard. She lost her son to, I will let you look at her story, but opioids, I don't think I'm saying it right, but drug addiction. But then there's more to the story. I don't know that she actually lost him over the drugs, but there was a situation that her story where he was an informant, and he shouldn't have been, because obviously that just fed his addiction more. And anyway, there's a cover-up and stuff. So she's fought really hard. She loved her son very much. She shows her relationship. She's wrote a book. I have her book. I don't know where it is right now, but yeah, I see it. I don't see the title. I'm gonna get it. Hold on, because I love her, and I want to share. But it says, "You're not the boss of me. God is." And yeah. So she has a site to go to. I think it's called Troy Foundation. I will share it. But how heartbreaking to, raise your son and lose your son to somebody else's negligence or whatever. So what she has done with that pain and turned it into a purpose, and it's been a platform for Jesus and helping others, is amazing. She's wrote a book, producing a movie, sharing, and you can just see the light through her, through a horrible circumstance. And I have another friend that lost a son as well, that I know her pain is going to be turned into purpose too, because I know her and she knows who I'm talking about. So that's just 2 platforms. And then of course, actually Michael was one who initially brought up platform to me, having that platform, and through his pain of losing a job or whatever, created a business. So you just never know what God's going to do with turning your pain into a purpose and a passion that glorifies him. So I just think that's so wonderful, and I feel like I'm doing that here with you, because with my story, I have lost my children. They're still alive, but in my mind, I should be raising my children right now. And I feel like a motherless or childless mother. So it's heart-wrenching and confusing to me. And I just thought the way things would be, I would remarry, they would have a stepfather, have this perfect little life, and they go see their dad and everything would be hunky-dory. And life has not worked that way. But through that, Sapphire Styles Inspirations has been created, and I spent many days where I couldn't get out of bed, crying my eyes out, just incomprehensible to me. So, and with family, losing family, incomprehensible to me. So that's my heart, that's what I'm talking about. But I'm going to wrap it up with acceptance, and it's being used as a platform. Here is my platform, and I don't know what God's going to do with it, but I pray that it encourages and inspires others to find their platform, to see God's greatness for yourself. So I just wanted to talk about that. And so yeah, I talked about that. I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I cover all my topics here, so I don't mean to hold you up, but I don't remember everything. So I just wanted to, for those who have loss and pain in some way, shape, or form, whatever it is, health, children, job, whatever it is, that we can have faith and remember. And sometimes you just have to get through it. You just have to wait it out and just hang on, just don't give up, and this too shall pass. So, and God gives us hope for the future. So remember, all things are working for our good. So even when it doesn't look like it, we can have faith and know, and that's a reminder everything is working for our good. So I think I told you a couple stories about that. So you can have a dim past and a bright future. The past, what they say about the rear view mirror, it's small for a reason, and the windshield's big. So look forward. Sometimes that takes time. But I was trying to identify some plans and steps to get there going forward. And I'll go into that a little bit. So I wanted to talk about, I'm hoping this is flowing the way it's supposed to, because the second part I have about the types of love. And yeah, so I said about the different languages. I think this is referred to in Greek, not Aramaic, but don't quote me on that for sure, because I don't have a way to look it up at this moment. So I'm going to read John 21:15 onward. And that's going to kind of open up to 4 different types of love. So there's, and you know, in English we just say, I love you. You love your mother, you love your brother, you love your husband or boyfriend, you love your kids, and it's just kind of a blanket, I love you. And I wonder if that kind of dims it down, because well, Jesus, we're going to talk about it, but there's agape love, PHILIA love, EROS love, and STORGE love. I hope I'm saying these correctly. Please forgive me if it's not. But I'm just going to read a little bit in John. So when they had eaten breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me more than these? He said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, then feed my sheep. or feed my lambs. He said to him again, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me? And you're like, didn't he hear me the first time? He said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said, tend to my sheep. He said to him the third time, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me? Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, do you love me? And he said to him, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. Jesus said to him, feed my sheep. Most assuredly, I say to you, when you were younger, you girded yourself and walked where you wished. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands and another will gird you and carry you where you do not wish. This he spoke, signifying by what death he would glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he said to him, follow me. Then Peter turned around, saw the disciple whom Jesus loved following, who also had leaned on his breast at the supper, and said, Lord, who is this one who betrays you? Peter, seeing him, said to Jesus, but Lord, what about this man? Jesus said to him, if I will that he remain until I come, what is that to you? You follow me. Then this saying went out among the brethren, and this disciple would not die. Yet Jesus did not say to him that he would not die. If I will that he remain until I come, what is that to you? This is a disciple who testifies of these things and wrote these things, and we know that his testimony is true. And there are many other things that Jesus did, which if they were written one by one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that would be written. Amen. So, I have a note here. Do you love me? Agape. 2 other translations. Meaning. So he was asking him, and you can imagine, I don't know, asking your partner, do you love me? And I'm like, yeah. No, do you love me? Yeah, I freaking love you, man. All right, I can see some people getting annoyed, but like, do you love me? So there's different kinds of love, and I don't know. I thought that was cute, and I'll go into that, the different types of love. So agape love is unconditional type of love you have for God. PHILIA love is friends, brotherly love. And EROS is for couples, an erotic love. And STORGE is family love. So, I don't know, I thought it was kind of cute, if you were like, instead of saying to your family, I stored you, or I EROS you, I agape you, I PHILIA you. So, I don't know. It's cute, but I like learning that the depth of, there's more to just the English language of love. And I actually, in researching some, there was actually even more definitions that were separated. But I just wanted to share that. And I love Steve Harvey. He has great God stories and a beautiful relationship with his wife and their story, and how his pain and comedy had great purpose, and I think he glorifies God in that. And I love, even, with the famous people that seem, on TV and everything, they have a story as well. And I love when they, go through whatever and end up thanking God and Jesus in the process as well. I love seeing that. So I saw a little clip. He said, ask your partner, how would you feel if you never saw me again? And so he was like, no, I love Marjorie. I want her. My life would be over as I know it, what we have right now. And I just thought that was cute. Not everybody's replaceable. I don't think you should be like, swipe left, I don't like you anymore today. And so, I don't know. I thought that was cute. So, going into that, an acceptance of where you are. And sometimes we live with regret or resentment or guilt, and you're like, and I think a lot of times because you think, just like with my children, I think I'm supposed to be raising them right now. I had big dreams of this, that they were going to be my best friends, and I don't care. I hear people say, you're not their friend, you're your mother. Well, I don't care. I was going to be both. I mean, how can you not be your children's friend as well? It's a storge love, a family love, and a PHILIA love. So, you know, I had this image, and this is the perfect life that I'm supposed to be living right now. And, so, you know, and that makes me mad. And I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be having my family and doing all this, and how my holidays should look, and it's been completely different, and I get mad about it. So when you think where you're supposed to be, okay, supposed to be, actually I feel like brings judgment that you've done something wrong, or you're not where you're supposed to be, and you know, your reality isn't matching what you think that is, so that can be frustrating. So I encourage us to turn it around, make the best of it, and accept where I am, and I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing with the people I'm supposed to be doing it with, and making the best of it and appreciating it. And sometimes we have to let our ideas of how we think it's supposed to be go. But there are things you can do in the process that may help you along. And I was actually doing this for myself. And I wasn't doing this to share, but I feel like it is appropriate for the message. So, and I just have this little, I wanted to bring this up because I was driving home yesterday, driving to church, and to meet Michael, and the license plate in front of me said, "Dance with me." And you know, I love the license plate. I feel like they're specific to me, and I'm like, who would put that on their license plate? So I was like, okay, God, I love dancing. And he's like, dance with me, Katrina. And had a glorious day yesterday. Very thankful for that. So I just wanted to bring that up. And, you know, somebody sent a quote to me one time, you know, about dancing in the rain. So I'm just gonna, the steps and identifying plans to steps on how to get there, and accepting I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be and those characteristics. Now, this morning I was writing down things about myself, and, you know, maybe I'll do this for everybody in my life. But likes and dislikes. What do I like or love about me, and what do I don't like about me? And how to break those things that I don't like. The cycles, the chains, or whatever. So these were just some personal things about me that I was going over. Things I like. I like my sense of humor. I like my sarcasm. It's not intended to be deceitful, but I think it's cute and sassy. I like my eyes. I like my body shape. I like feeling warm and welcome and peaceful to people. I like nurturing and being sweet. I like decorating, and I think think I'm good at it. I think I have better moments than others, but I think I'm really good at it. I think I'm good at cooking. I think I have a big heart, and I'm well-meaning and honest. I try to be honest always. I like that I can improvise in different situations. And, you know, sometimes that is stuff learned through, especially after having children, all the spills and messes and stuff you have to bite your tongue and get through, and then something happens later and you're like, don't worry about it, it'll get cleaned up when it gets cleaned up. And, you know, I like that about me, kind of a carefreeness, love for God. I see my strength through him, and integrity and intellectual smarts and everything, and yeah, dancing, swimming, being real. I like those characteristics about me. Now, things I don't like: smoking. It stinks. It's not attractive. But thinking too much, caring too much, hormones or emotions, the things that happen when you get older, I don't even want to say them, but covering them up, certain body traits, I'm not going to say them, they're my personal things, and I'm not going to recognize them. I don't like having anxiety. I don't like it, and I feel that I get anxious quite a bit, and it's like, yeah, I'm here, and then like, oh, I wish I could stay. Well, that would be boring. So, I don't know. But anyway, I don't like feeling anxious. I don't like believing lies. And I don't like that I have a hard time setting boundaries, hurting people's feelings sometimes. And I don't like that I don't have as much courage, and I kind of run away sometimes. And or being gullible and naive. So that those are things that I don't like. And then I like being an uplifter. It feels good. I like being in love. That feels good. I like to be and like others to be. I like decisiveness, surety, rightness. I love being right. Who doesn't love that? I like being kind. I like being organized. I like being joyful, peace, happy, secure, listen and hear. I like being heard, kind. Okay. I like being easygoing, carefree and easygoing. Who doesn't like that? Having positive, and I love positive reinforcement and being appreciated. Who doesn't like that? So don't like to be unsure, confused, insecure, jealous, fake, untrue, angry, and argumentative. Hate confrontation. I hate it, but sometimes it's necessary. So what can I do about it? I've tried many different things, but just for today, you know, we can practice. I was appreciative because, you know, somebody's saying, oh, her podcast is crazy all over the place. Well, how would I get better? Practice. I had years ago for insurance, I had to practice. I had to memorize like 2 pages of a script, and I had to go to Roanoke and present it. And I was so nervous. I sat in front of the mirror day after day after day, rehearsing it, memorizing it. Did I speak loudly? Did I speak clearly? You know, and trying to be the emotion and the personal part of it, because it was to sell something that people didn't want or didn't think they needed, and I had to sell them on the idea. You need this, and now I'm doing that with the Bible. You need this, and so it helps when you love it and have a passion about it. It doesn't feel so forced to memorize. I remember it, but yeah, I stumbled through it so bad. But I passed. I got 100, but I was like, I scared to death and didn't speak clearly and stumbled a lot, but I did it. So what can I do about it? How? And these are questions to ask yourself. You want to pass, you want to see progress. So I look at my life, is it exactly where I want to be? No. Can I see progress? 100%. So like just year to year, wow. Look at the hurdles I've overcome. You know, not in every area, but mentally, definitely, I'm thankful. And God has a lot to do with that. So, human and all have traits. So, I just think, you know, we're all human. We all have traits and days that are, you know, not as good as others, or this or that. And then, how are you going to handle that moving forward? So, I thought I had something about, you know, making plans and how to get there. But start with just writing down, what do you like about yourself? Which that's exciting. Not that anybody else has to like it. You have to like it. And then what do you not like? And can there anything be done about it? Or do I need to say the Serenity Prayer and it's not really on me? Or you know, do I need to read a book, take a class, and go to the gym, get hypnotized? I don't know. I'm just kidding. Pray. I don't know. Whatever it is. But I think breaking it down empowers you. So I'm just going to encourage that today. And yeah, I think I've gone over everything I wanted to go over. And just wanted to wrap it up with the acceptance part of self and others, and the reality we're living today, right now. You are exactly on the platform you are supposed to be on. So, right time, blossom where you're planted. All right, happy Monday. I love you all, and I will talk to you tomorrow.